o'clock, and I think we should start our program because we do have a tight program and we don't have much of time. And there is another college that is scheduled to have their session after us. I am Professor Matlogonolo Tobane. Sorry, let me switch on my camera so you can see what I look like. I am Professor Matlogonolo Tobane, and I'm going to be your program director for today. I am a professor in criminology, associate professor in criminology from the Department of Criminology and Security Science. So our first item today is welcome by Professor Mantwa, but due to other commitments, there is a Vice Chancellor's Lekgotla that is taking place for managers in the university, and most of the managers are actually attending that Lekgotla. So I was requested to do the welcome since Professor Mantwa and other managers in the college are not able to join us for today. So I have flagged there our program, but I will take you through it. So I just want you to see what it looks like at the moment. This is our program. We are supposed to be finishing at 13:15 sharp. So I will start now with the first item, which is our welcome. Let me start off by acknowledging the Vice Principal of this university, which is Professor Lenkambula, and also acknowledge the management of the executive management of the university in absentia. On behalf of the college management, the Executive Dean, Professor Budeli, the school directors, Prof. Dube and Dr. Morodi, the chair of departments, and the extended college management, I extend a warm welcome and a heartfelt welcome to all our first-year students joining the UNISA College of Law. Today marks the beginning of an important journey, one that calls for dedication, resilience, and a commitment to justice and integrity. As you embark on your studies, know that you are part of a vibrant academic community that values excellence, transformation, and ethical leadership. We look forward to supporting you as you grow into professionals who will shape the future of law and criminal justice and the society. And this orientation, may this orientation inspire confidence, curiosity, and success in the years ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, students, colleagues, you are officially welcome to this orientation for the College of Law. Without any further ado, I am going to ask our very first presenter to come and to the fore. That is Ms. Boyi, supervisor from the CLAW Information Center, and she is going to be sharing an overview of the college and student support initiatives. To my presenters, before my first presenter takes the floor, to my presenters, I'm going to be a bit strict on the time. Like I said in the beginning, there is another session that is scheduled after us, so I'm going to be strict. Ms. Boyi, you have 20 minutes. When you see me switching the camera on, that means you have 5 minutes left and you need to start hurrying up and wrapping up. And to our students, while our presenters are busy, we are unfortunately not going to be taking any questions. We'll take questions at the very end of the session. There is time allocated to that. But what is important for our students is that whatever that you are going to be asking in the session, make sure that it is related to what was presented here today. Do not share your private details, such as your phone numbers, to be added on WhatsApps or all of that, because this session is not about WhatsApp groups. Please make sure that whatever that you are going to be typing on the chat, it is going to be related to what our presenters would have presented here today and nothing out of this session. Without any further ado, Ms. Boyi, you can start your presentation.
Thank you, Program Director. A very good morning to everyone present here. Let me first start by welcoming you to the 2026 academic year. We're excited to have you on board. My name is Linda Boyi. I am the College Information Coordinator for the College of Law, and I will be sharing with you some critical aspects as far as the student work is concerned, as well as the interesting information regarding the College of Law. Now, I think it is important for us to start with some brief background about the College of Law. UNISA Faculty of Law commenced its activities in 1918, and the focus at the time was mainly supervision and examination. In 1946, UNISA extended its mandate to include teaching law. In 2004, the merger between old UNISA, OTSA, and old VUDEC gave birth to the new UNISA, and as a result, the college systems were established. So you will understand that we've been doing this business for the longest time. Now, onto the student profile, just to share with you a clear picture of the student profile and the enrollment numbers. Of course, proudly so, we are the second biggest college after the College of Education. In the year 2025, we registered 78,976 students, not in South Africa alone, but across the globe, 44 countries to be specific. You also notice that 67.3 were female students, 57.8 were below the age of 30. You know, gone are those days when they say only people over 30 can register with UNISA. 0.94 students were students living with disability. Like I mentioned in the previous slide that we enrolled over 78 students as a college alone. These slides just show you how big the college is if you were to compare it with the total headcount of other universities. For instance, a total enrollment at TUT is slightly over 60,000, UP has over 50,000, UJ around 50,000, and VETS around 40,000. College qualifications, we have a total of 53 qualifications in the college. Our qualification ranges from higher certificate to LLDs and PhDs. In terms of the structure of the college, we are under the leadership of Professor Budelina Makonde as our executive dean of the college. Our college is divided into two schools, namely the School of Law and the School of Criminal Justice. Professor Dube is our school director for the School of Law, and Dr. Morodi is our director for the School of Criminal Justice. Under the School of Law, we have 5 departments, and under the School of Criminal Justice, we have 3 departments. Professor Mantua is the head of tuition, and on the other hand, Professor Benson is the head of quality assurance, and we've got Professor Manamela as the head of postgraduate studies, and Advocate Morota as the head of law clinic, Advocate Gugungosi as the manager for transformation, as well as Prof Mhlongo as the manager for special project. Just want to request the student, please, under no circumstances, please do not send your student inquiries to the management of the college. Theirs is to focus on teaching and learning while we do the business of student inquiries. And in terms of the student support in the college, the student orientation, we have the student orientation such as this. We have the online classes and recording. Now, in 2026, we are going to do better as the student, as UNISA student or as the College of Law students. We are going to be intentional about our studies, and we are going to attend these classes. These classes are meant to help you. These classes are for free. Please, 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 please do attend these classes. We also have the supplement support program for ILW 1501. We also have one for PVL 1501, PVL 2601, and SCL 1501. We also have the nudging solution for module at risk, module where there's high failure rate. We also provide detailed individual feedback. And under the tuition office, we have the RPL office where we recognize working experience and the skills to assist students who does not meet the requirements to gain access. We also have the law clinic, and I just want to share a brief about the law clinic. The law clinic is the hub for all student career-related projects such as moot court, student debates, job shadowing, vacation, work, employment of candidate attorneys, practitioners. Please do follow them on social media for the updates. I have also shared their information on the slide. Please do the right thing and follow them. It will be of great help. And then the one other thing that we do as a college, we do have what we call the Information Center. The role of the Information Center is to advise students on the general processes and procedures of the university. We also advise students on the rules and the policies of the university. And above all, we play a liaison role where we facilitate the resolution of queries between students and the relevant departments. We also draft testimonial letters, reference letters for admission into the legal practice. We also draft employment letters. We draft study leave letters for the modules that do not have those dates for the exam. We draft recommendation letters. So if you want to get into contact with the call center, here are the contact details: the law ordinary at unisa.ac.za and the law enquiries at unisa.ac.za. We have our contact details as well. I'll try to put them on the chart. And we also have what we call the examination live feed streams. What is the examination live feed streams? Is those collaborative efforts between the relevant departments, such as examination departments, ICT, SCSC, which we usually call the call center, and the colleges. The purpose of the live feed stream is to support our students during the examination session. The live feed stream is available the entire duration of the examination, and the turnaround time for resolution of queries is immediate. And in terms of the examination preparation, I would like to urge all our students to read the instruction and the announcement as posted by the lecturer, and to adhere to the rules of the examination, including the proctoring rules and the invigilation rules. During the examination, our email address is shared there. We use the clawexams@unisa.ac.za, and then you can also contact the SCSC on 0800 008 1870. I'll also share that information on the chat. I think that would be the end of the presentation. Thank you, Chair.
Wow, thank you very much. Thank you so much, Ms. Boye. You were very economic on the time. And also thank you very much for that very important presentation. It is important for students to know who to contact for what query, because sometimes we find our students extremely frustrated because they have not contacted the correct person for whatever query that they want to ask on. So thank you very much. And you also mentioned that we enrolled 78,000 students in the College of Law. That is actually a size of a university, another university. So we are actually big at the College of Law. And Ms. Boye, just to also speak to our students, you did say that our students are going to be serious about the classes this year. I share that last week I had a class with my third year students and only 8 students attended the classes. It was very disappointing, but I was there. I did the classes for the 8 students because they wanted to be there and they wanted to learn. So we encourage our students. We do have the online classes. They are for you. They are to help you get through your course material. Please do attend those classes when your lecturers do schedule the classes. Can we please give Ms. Boye a virtual round of applause for that excellent presentation she just gave us? Thank you very much, ma'am. And thank you again for all the information that you've given to us. I'm not going to be taking questions at the moment. Please note them down. I'm so sorry. We are not going to be taking questions. We do have a session dedicated to questions. Don't lose your trail of thoughts. Don't forget those questions. Write them down. You are also welcome to write them on the chat. Ms. Boye is with us. I think she's going to be able to respond as well. But otherwise, you can wait until the end to ask your questions. Without wasting any more time, let me introduce our next colleague. That is Professor Geya. and she is an associate professor in intellectual property law, and she is going to be presenting to us on academic integrity. Prof, you have 10 minutes, and please do take away the presentation. Also, please remember to share your presentation, Prof. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope that you are well today. As the program director said, my name is Sunel Geyer. I'm an associate professor in intellectual property law at the Mercantile Law Department in the College of Law at UNISA.
We're just waiting. Yes, yes. I was about to ask for the presentation, please, Prof.
Okay, I'm getting there.
No problem. Thank you, Professor. And also, if you could put it on presentation mode. Thank you.
Okay, I trust that, that you can see my presentation. So my task today is to speak to you about academic integrity, which is quite a weighty concept. In a nutshell, one can say academic integrity, at least in the context of being a first-year student, is about submitting your own work that is transparently referenced in a style that is acceptable in your field. So, yeah, even that might sound a bit weighty. So let's get into this more. Just the message that I want to convey from the beginning is that you are not meant to wrestle with this concept alone. You are part of the UNISA community. In this community, we have thought this through over decades. People have thought about this. They've written policies. They've revised it. We are thinking about it all the time, not only in UNISA, but also in other South African universities, and we are benchmarking with the academic community globally. So definitely, you are not alone. So in the UNISA-wide concept, in the university as a whole, what we do have is policies. There are many policies, but the ones that relate to academic integrity are the academic integrity policy. And then there's also a copyright infringement and plagiarism policy. And we are looking forward to soon also get our own artificial intelligence policy. So these policies are there, and they are actually more user-friendly and accessible than one might think. When you hear policy, you think, oh, it's too high for me, it's going to be too difficult. Try it. Go and find it, open it, and see what you can learn from it. But since last year, what UNISA did is we created this compulsory academic integrity course that really makes the policies easier to understand, easier to digest. So this is the link for the integrity course. We all have to do it. I did it last year already, and it takes a while. I think they say 8 hours. I think it took me longer. Set aside enough time so that you can look at all the videos, do all the exercises, go through it in detail, and it really helps. It really brings the concepts home and make it practical. So in the College of Law specifically, we have our personal librarians who do library training. And now you would say, but how does that link with academic integrity? You know, your work is only as good as your sources. You need sources, and ChatGPT cannot be your source. You need to learn how to find sources, and how to integrate it into your work. And there, the training that the library does is excellent. And then from the college side, we have writing retreat workshops. The 2 workshops in semester 1, and then those same 2 workshops are repeated in semester 2. So the preliminary dates for the semester 1 writing retreat workshops are 25 and 26 March. But please look out for the announcements for these events. So what do we look at the writing retreat workshops? So we don't have a program yet, but the topics that are typically included there are things like why it is important to submit your own original work. Things like reading strategies. You might think, oh, I'm a slow reader. There's so much prescribed reading. I can just as well not even make a start at this. It's overwhelming. And then again, like, maybe I should ask ChatGPT because I feel I don't have reading strategies, which is really not the way to go. So some of that we will be teaching there. And then writing skills. If you say, oh, but this academic writing thing, I can't write that well. It's long, it's a few paragraphs that I have to write, and yeah, you just feel overwhelmed. Again, please don't turn to artificial intelligence. You have to improve your writing skills, and one of the places that you can do that is to attend the writing retreat workshops. There, we will show you how to structure your answers, how to prepare and submit your assessment answers. We will also speak about the use of artificial intelligence, what is allowed and what is not allowed. We will be talking about Turnitin, which is the originality checker that we use at UNISA. Again, the library will be invited to do some library training. And lastly, and definitely, we will also be speaking about disciplinary processes, because in cases of academic dishonesty, where we as the markers detect that in a student's work, there are certain processes that we have to go through, and we need to make you aware about this and to warn you and to say, please, this is not the route to go. Just about the writing skills, something that we teach our students in the College of Law, one of the things is advanced paraphrasing that is nicknamed power phrasing. It's just a nickname to where we teach you to it is not about putting in synonyms for certain words. It is not changing the word order. That does not make something your own work. You want a best practice is to, refer to different sources, to integrate that to understand that you, as the writer, as the author, have the power to decide where to place the emphasis, what argument you want to further. And that is so powerful. It is so empowering, so much more than just synonyms and word order. So I hope that this has convinced you to look out for these workshops and attend. So as this slide says, watch for announcements about training events that empower you to submit excellent own work that is transparently referenced in the prescribed style. You don't have to think up your own referencing style. We have a style for the School of Law. We have a style for the School of Criminal Justice. We will teach you that. We will show you that. And then I just want to leave you with this quote by Chinua Achebe, who said that one of the truest tests of integrity is its blunt refusal to be compromised. At UNISA, we do not compromise on integrity, and we will help you on this journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. Indeed, at UNISA, we do not compromise on integrity. Thank you for your presentation on that very, very important subject. And I think our students need to remember that being, acting with integrity or being an honest student actually prepares you, and sets the foundation for ethical conduct in their careers and in society. So if you are going to be using AI to review and all of that, ask yourself, how are you going to cope when you are in the world of work? Thank you very much, Prof, for that very important presentation and a very how can we say, it's a touchy subject, because I saw one of the students on the chat saying, why introduce AI now when we are now we are not allowed to use it? And I think one of the students actually did answer to say that you need to use it responsibly. And I think, as Prof said, we are going to have different training sessions and all of that, where you are taught to act with integrity and where you are taught to use all these resources ethically and responsibly. Thank you very much, Prof, for the presentation once again. Can we please give Prof a virtual round of applause for a presentation well done? Thank you so much. And thank you to the colleagues as well who keep on responding to students on the chat. As I said, I am not going to be opening for discussions at the moment. Verbal discussions, that is, we'll do it at the end, but you are allowed to post questions related to the session only. We are not going to be adding anyone to any WhatsApp groups, so please refrain from asking if you can be added to a WhatsApp group. Thank you, colleagues. Can we please then move to our next colleague, which is Ms. Naidu. She is a personal librarian for the College of Law, specifically the School of Law. And she is going to be presenting to us on mastering legal research with Summon Search Engine, a practical demonstration of law students. Ms. Naidu, you are welcome to start your presentation. You also have 10 minutes, ma'am, and please put your presentation on presentation slide. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prof. Good afternoon, colleagues. Good afternoon, students. And thank you so much for being present here today. And I'm looking forward to this presentation and some engagement with you later on. I hope you can all see my slides now. So
yes, we
just
can.
to share
Thank you
with
very
you,
much.
Thank you so much, Prof. So just to share with you, I'm going to run through the slideshow and do a very short demonstration on the library website. So we have two personal librarians, one for the School of Law and one for the School of Criminal Justice. And I'm giving you these details so that you could liaise with us at a later stage. So I'm responsible for the honors and the postgraduate students and Trifina as well, but we are responsible for different departments within the School of Law and the School of Criminal Justice. Undergraduate students are serviced by the branch librarians or the regional librarians in each UNISA library. So I'd like to welcome you to this library orientation session. And I'm going to also explain to you on how to use the Summon search engine. Our library website can be very overwhelming. So I just thought that a practical demonstration will be very useful for you. And just remember that we are here to help you succeed and make your research experience as enriching as possible. So we are basically going to go through the Summon search engine, but at some stage, many of you will be required to do a literature search. So you can request for a literature search service, but it is imperative that you also know how to search on your own and how to navigate the different databases. So many of you would have heard me saying the Summon search engine. This is a Google-like search engine, and you can quickly find journal articles, ebooks, newspapers, etc. from this search engine. Remember that Summon does not search all library resources. So it does not search within some of our law databases such as JUTA and LexisNexis. Your results can be limited, and it is quite easy to actually use and find resources that you may require. I'm going to just run through some of these slides and you will go through the links later on because there's really important links here. So this is the link for the training and events calendar for undergraduate library training. All honors and postgraduate students should have access to our letters of introduction, and our master's and doctoral students as well. Ensure that you have access to our library services brochure. We are having a library orientation on the 6th of March, so please make sure that you can access this invitation. You will need to register for all sessions. I'm also giving you access to our teams, so all honors and postgraduate students, you are welcome to join our teams for training plans and recordings of all our training sessions that you would have missed. Please make sure that you are familiar with the services that the library offers for students with special needs. There is more information on the library website for students with special needs. For our postgrad students who want to have a one-on-one consultation with us regarding RefWorks or specific law databases, you could use our training link to book a session with us. I'm now going to just hop over everyone to the library site so that I could just show you very quickly how to navigate the summons search engine. So for those of you who are not familiar how to get to the library website, you can just go to the UNISA website or to the corporate site rather, and then if you just click on the library tab, you will see this online library site. So there are various tabs, and unfortunately, due to time constraints, I will not be able to take you through. But before I zoom into the summons search engine, I would just like to show you how you can go to the LibGuides. So on the left here, you'll see a link to LibGuides. And when you click on it, all the LibGuides are in alphabetical sequence. You can click on law, and then you will get more information on each tab on the LibGuides. And then on this page, there's very important information per client category. And here you will see the services for students with special needs. And then if you scroll right down, you will see the training and events calendar, which is especially formulated for our undergraduate students. But for today, I want to show you how to actually do a quick search on the summons search engine. So if you want to look at all resources at a glance, you will make sure that this is clicked. If you want just ebooks, you will click on ebooks, etc. So if you had to do the search here where it says search all resources, you are now beginning to search the summons search engine. So I want to just do a quick search on AI and law, and I want to see what resources are available. So for many of you, when you just have a topic and you don't know where to begin, where to start, you can begin with the summons search engine. So it's a building block in terms of putting your resources together. And then you can also use the facets or the filters on the left. So here we have content type. So if you're looking for books on AI and law, you can put a tick in this box that says books or electronic books. If you're looking for journal articles, then you can put a tick in that box. So what's very useful, you can also select a filter for the database, and you can use a publication date filter. So if your supervisor or lecturer doesn't want you to look at outdated material and you're looking for material published in the last 3 years, you will click on 3 years. So just depending on how far back you want to go, that's the filter that you will use. So you can scroll down, and you can also see that there's other filters here for discipline. So you can click on the discipline for law so that all the hits that you get are pertinent to law. Now, because I used the filter for books, it'll give me only books. But if you leave it to everything, it's going to actually jumble up everything. So when you're searching, it may be a bit difficult. So my suggestion to you is that you make sure that you use a content type or use a filter. So here you see that there's various ebooks or books that have come up. And if you actually want to open the ebook, you can click here where it says full text online. So a very important information for you to take heed of is, what is the publisher saying? What are my publisher's permissions? So obviously you have to be a registered student, or else you'll never be able to access our electronic resources, including our ebooks. So it's very important because each publisher has different permissions that they grant or different licensing permissions. So you have to look through the publisher's permissions before you try and access the ebook. If there's nothing, like I'm looking at this one here now, you should actually see here under publisher whether it's got some publisher permissions. So some of the publisher permissions will be like, you cannot download this ebook. You can only download a single chapter, or you can only download 10%, things like that. So you must make sure that you look at the publisher's permissions, or else you will be sending me many queries trying to fathom out why you are unable to retrieve that ebook. So make sure when you open it, you always look for the publisher's permissions. And then you can see here that the display is very similar to a hard copy book. And then to access the respective chapter, you will go through it. And if you just click on PDF, and I'm not going to do any downloads now for the sake of time. But that's how you will actually access an ebook. So if I had to go back to my result list now, and I don't want ebooks, I'm looking just for journal articles, then you will click here on journal article on the box that says journal article, and I want journal articles only published in the last 3 years. So now it will give me a host of articles, and it is actually searching within all our subscription databases. So there's various articles that are here. And if you just click on PDF or full text online, and as long as you're a registered student, you will be able to access that full text article. So that's the Summit search engine in a nutshell. Is actually quite easy to use. You just need to learn how to do a proper search strategy. So if you had noticed, and I want to go back, I said AI and law, but the proper search strategy will be to say AI and in uppercase, because that's a Boolean operator or a connector. Now we are telling the database that we're looking for information only AI and law. And then we clicked on search. So then we had selected all resources, and we had come here to the filters. Colleagues, I'm not sure how much of time I got, because I saw some questions on the chat, and I just want to take 2 more minutes just to show you how you get into a specific database. So you will go into Find e-resources. And if you're looking for a specific database, all you will do is you will go here to the A to Z listing under 584 databases. And if you want to use JUTA for your South African case law or Lexis Plus South Africa, you will then click on the respective letter. So if you want JUTA, you simply click on J, scroll down, and then you go to JUTA-Stat ePublications. And I'll be zooming onto these specific databases in the training sessions. So if you are interested in my training sessions, please email me or join my team to get access to all the training sessions that I'll be offering, and I will be zooming into these specific databases. So remember, I said you go into the A to Z list, and if you're looking for Lexis Plus South Africa, you will click on L, and you will scroll down until you see Lexis Plus South Africa. So this is very important. You need to click on Access Database before you can actually navigate into the live database. Remember, with Lexis Plus South Africa, it will help you to find various legal texts, legal commentaries, case law, and legislation. So you should be attending all our future sessions where I will zoom into these specific databases. Okay, so that's, remember, you go in to Find e-resources. And since I think I have maybe a few more minutes, I just want to show you the LibGuide. Now, if you scroll down, you will go right down in alphabetical sequence, and you can click on law. Now, this law LibGuide is very important for you. It's got important information within each tab here. So please make sure that you, when you have the time, you go through this and you are able to navigate into that law LibGuide. And for some of you who are not comfortable with the Summon search engine, we also have this catalog search. For those of you who are very new and you don't know where to find your electronic reserves, you will go here to the tab that says Find Course Reserves. And all you need to do is you need to put in your course code, And then all the recommended readings that are in your tutorial letter 101, this is where you will actually find it. And if you have a problem with accessing your electronic reserves, please email me and I will follow up on why the electronic reserves are not available. So remember, especially those of you who are new, you must go through your tutorial letter 101. And if there's recommended or prescribed reading there, you will need to go to this tab that says find course reserves, and you will put in your course code and then access it. The e-publication finder is usually for the more advanced students or the more advanced users. And I can also show you that it's a very important tool which helps you to know whether we have certain electronic databases for certain journal articles or books. So for those of you who are more senior students and you are interested in the e-publication finder, you are most welcome to contact me. I think I'm almost over. If I think the time is also up now. So thank you so much, everyone, for following me.
Thank you very much, Ms. Yegas. Can I please ask you for a favor for you to please post your email address on the chat so that students can get hold of you to request for the training sessions, and for you to also please send the training timetable to the students. Thank you. What I've actually realized as a UNISA employee and also a former student of UNISA is that we don't appreciate how big and well-resourced UNISA is. But obviously, or the UNISA library rather is. But the most important thing is that you need to know how to navigate through the library catalog, because if you don't know how to do it, you would think that we don't have resources. But UNISA is actually one of the biggest libraries, or rather the UNISA library is one of the biggest libraries in the continent. So thank you very much for that. Please remember to post your email address. I see there are some questions already for you on the chat. So if you are able to respond to some, please do so. But I see Ms. Leonard has also been responding to the questions. Thank you very much for that, colleague. All right, without any further ado, I'm going to introduce our next colleagues, and they are Dr. Labani and Dr. Ahlachwayo. Both colleagues are from the School of Criminal Justice, from the Department of Corrections Management, and they are going to be speaking to us today about the signature module, which is SJD 1501. Colleagues, you also have 10 minutes. You can start your presentations.
Oh, thank you so much, Prof, for giving us this opportunity and the warm welcome that you have gave me. I'm not by myself. My name here is Dr. Aaron Labani, who's responsible, as you have mentioned, for the module SJT. I'm not alone here, as you have mentioned. I'm with Dr. Tajwa, who's a primary lecturer also for the module. So the module consists at least of number of lecturers, since I'm a primary lecturer for this module. Prof, you know my slides, it's gonna be a bit, I will try to shorten the slides as possible it is, because earlier I've also pruned some of it because of time that we were given, but I'll try to be at least short as precise so that information can be conveyed to students in appropriate manner. Thank you so much, Prof. And then I also want to welcome all the newly students, UNISA, especially for College of Law, so that they can enjoy our studies as members of the. Thank you so much. Before I can start with my presentation, let me just give you an overview of what we are going to discuss, and I'll try to be at least short as possible as we can. But first, I'm going to introduce you about the module SJT, what is SJT, and give you the purpose and outcome of the module, why it is important for us for students to do this module, and I give you a brief summary of the learning units, how are they contained or entailed, and how is the module will be offered, and why is the module is offered online. And I'll skip the part of rule of TA. I won't be able to discuss about it until things have been sorted correctly. And submission of assignment also be discussed, how the assignment will be submitted online, and contact the university, how students should be able to contact the university, especially the department where the module it's housed. And also I'm gonna discuss about the assessment and academic dishonesty, which is very a hot potato, which is always a bone of contention, and likely at least that has been addressed in academic integrity. Okay, first of all, let me just give you the introduction of what is this module. Social Dimension of Justice with the code name SJT. It's a signature module in the College of Law. So the signature module, it is within the College of Law. It was introduced in 2013 within the college. Professor Ovens was the founder, and other colleagues within the department, Prof. Mutapudi, whom is the COT of Department of Correctional Service. They're the one who designed this module. And this module, it's expected that every student within College of Law who register modules in the College of Law, especially the first year students, to make sure that they register this module and pass the module, and all necessary support they will get from the lecturers. So the module is on NQF level 5 with credits of 12 credit. It's a semester module, meaning that when you register this module, you do it only for a semester. There will be another semester where new student will do, and we are hoping we're going to enjoy the module. So this module is it focuses on mentorship. We give you mentorship, understand how to interact. You'll also be able to interact with other students and other bases because it's an online module. So there will be some critical thinking in this module. The questions that will be asked here, there will some frequently asked questions that will be even some type of assignment. It give you an opportunity to critical think, and you have good communication skills with your fellow students so that you can have an understanding of what is happening within the prospectum of within the country of in the world, and media influence, while also attending to appreciate for the social values and establishment of social cohesion. Now, if I can explain the purpose of the module. The purpose of a module is also entailed in our module form. So module form, I do understand some of you. Module form is where we design, when we design study guide, to make sure that those information are put so that you understand every syllabus must be in line with the purpose and outcomes of the module. Now, the purpose of the module is to introduce you to South African context in which will be required to perform a future legal criminal justice function. The focus is allow you to develop basic understanding of what shape our legal system, the nature of South African law and criminal justice, and how law is applied into justice administration. So as a student, you should be able to develop awareness of how you, as a legal criminal justice interaction, can contribute towards building a safer, more just society in conformity with South African Constitution. So that's the purpose. That's why you have to do this module. Then we come with what, after completing this module, what will be the outcome after you learn, you pass this module, what you will gain after this. Now, after completing this module, the student, you will be able to demonstrate to understand of you have an understanding of South African legal criminal justice. You'll be able to demonstrate an understanding of South African Constitution, legal criminal justice system function within global community. You'll be able to articulate personal philosophy of justice with specific reference to principle of restorative justice, on which a legal criminal justice professional service to humanity is based. So this module stresses the importance of an ethical justice system and importance of ethics to all criminal justice repair within the complex process. So that's what will be expected after completing the module. You pass the module. Those are the things that you expect you should know, and you should put into practical perspective within the given prospectum of criminal justice or within the legal system. So how this module is going to end. So now we are going to talk about learning units of the module. I'll just give you a brief overview of the learning units. Now, learning unit 1 is speak of law and justice living together in harmony. In this learning unit, you are going to look at those individual differences of law, justice, how they impact on our striving towards justice. We'll also introduce you to the concept of the law and justice. That's the learning unit 1. Now, learning unit 2 will give you the brief overview of an African way of being. We are going to look at how our constitution is there to protect us all, and that we are equal before the law. We shall also look to Ubuntu, the concept that underline our constitution. Learning Unit 3, the different problem, different procedure. We'll also introduce you to the law criminal procedure and the law of civil procedure. We'll show you that they are all very different, both their nature and their relevant procedure. Now, Learning Unit 2 will make sense of criminal justice system. We'll focus specifically on the functionary within criminal and deal with expeditiary on that justice as itself. Learning Unit 5 will deal with making sets of criminal justice, which means have to do with trial, post-trial. In the learning units, we'll also learn more about the process of criminal justice working together, meaning that in this learning unit, we'll deal of how a person will be arrested until you go to court, until correctional services, until he's released into community correction, even though it's no longer called community correction, it's reintegration into society. Now, learning unit 6, which is the last learning unit, as I mentioned, consists of only 6 learning units, which is my life is my message. In this final learning unit, we'll explore certain issues pertaining to ethics. So let us discuss how this module is going to be offered. Now, this module is offered online through my UNISA. All learning material activities are found on it and will take place on my UNISA platform and through the internet. There will be no printed material provided for this module. Mean that your lecturers and the teacher, or all your lecturers will interact and communicate with you by means of my UNISA. You will also interact with your peer via my UNISA. At the time of registration, you will receive printed tutorial letter 101. I know some of you have already received tutorial letter 101. I'll explain more about it. It's also available on my UNISA under official study material if you want to read it online. Now, this is only tutorial that you will receive in the post, in your post regarding this module. The rest of your study material will be available on my UNISA, and activity will take place online with my UNISA email and internet. Meaning that when you communicate, also you need to communicate with your lecturer via using email, but my life email address. So that will be explained later. So you'll be grouped. Later, you'll be assigned to a group site with your lecturer. Your group site will look almost the same as the main site. Remember, we also have the main site and the group site. Yeah, but we'll have a group number at the end, meaning that your group site that will be grouped.
Apologies, John. Sorry, John. You have 2 minutes left. Sorry for that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll try my best. Okay, thank you. So right. Thank you. So there will be grouping that will take place within it. Okay, thank you. Why the modules offer online? Remember, we are living in different time whereby things are in technology and we are gravitating more towards the use of technology. So this means that there will some changes in the way we teach, and we'll all able to jump. You won't be able to jump just to a chapter as usual, as you used to do traditionally. This time you will interact with other students, communicate with students, so that you limit the issue of boredoms. Since it will be online interaction, it will be more on that. Let me just be quick as possible, Prof, because the time is pressing me, but I want to make sure that everything it's in line so that students can understand. So submission of your assignment. Assignment will be provided on my UNISA module site. Type assignment which is type assignment as submitted through my UNISA on assignment tab, while discussion as submitted under discussion tab on your group site. Your assignment must be submitted electronically via my UNISA. Assignment may not be submitted by fax or email. Now, Here we are talking about contacting the university. For you to contact the university, for UNISA to maintain your personal information, please ensure that you only use your MyLife email account when communicating with the university. Will not be responsible. University will not be responsible to any email sent from private or from email address. By using your MyLife email account, the university has a reasonable assurance that we are communicating with you. And as your email address contains your student number and you use your login credential to access the account. Assessment plan. Let me speak about assessment plan. So the assignment consists, this module consists of 5 assignments. It consists of only 5 assignments. So in which we have to do 4, which is 4 assignments, it's mandatory, which is assignment 1 up to 4. So if you not submitted your you haven't received the marks for this assignment, you won't receive the marks if you won't you won't submit this 4 assignment. Then the last assignment, which is assignment 5. I know in your tutorial letter there's a different story in that, but I'll try to send you announcement and explain about changes of assessment. In your tutorial letter, it speaks of alternative. But on announcement, main announcement, I'll try to send announcement so that you can be able to understand how the assignment will be unfolded. So assignment 5, it is a compulsory assignment. It's service examination. Even though this module have no examination, it's a continuous assignment. If you not submitted, the results on the student account record will be absent if you do not submit. To complete this module, you're required to submit all 5 assignments. All information about where submit assignment is available on my UNISA site for this module. So the tutored assignment as well as actual assignment are available on my UNISA site for this module. Academic dishonesty. So okay, no, I'm done. It's a last slide. It's a last slide. My apology for that. It's a last slide. So you are not. I'll just summarize it. You are not allowed students to copy direct from the source information that this is. When you write your assignment, make sure you acknowledge information that you get. We understand some of you students are working together as groups. Since you are working together as group, please make sure that at least you submit your own work with integrity. And I'm happy to that at least it was introduced the integrity course that you need to attend. Please make sure that we attend that integrity course, because most of students who have a problem with AI, they make use of AI. There is a learning unit that speaks of AI, how you should use AI, not to copy things as they are. There's that learning unit. I'll try to post a link there in your on announcement, and all the lecturers for this module will post so that you can understand and follow how to make use of AI, because by doing that, it's a plagiarism, and plagiarism university will not stand for it. So we are hoping that you will enjoy your studies, and I think I'm done, Prof. Thank you so much. I've tried my best to be short, but the presentation was long. Thank you so much, Prof.
You did indeed, Doc. Thank you so much. And I know there is a lot that needs to be shared about the signature module, but I will ask that you also please share your details with the students so that they can ask you if they have any further queries. And I saw for some students actually fighting for you. They're saying, please give Dr. Labani 5 more minutes. But unfortunately, we are racing with time because there is another session for another college that is scheduled after our session. So with that said, thank you very much, Doctor. And I see some virtual hand claps are going up for you. Thank you for the presentation. Well done, even though you were racing with time. Thank you very much, Doctor. So I will then call Ms. Felicia, who's a contract attorney at the Law Clinic, and she's going to be speaking to us on the overview of the activities hosted by the UNISA Law Clinic. Colleague, you can start your presentation.
Good afternoon, Program Director. Good afternoon, students. I have somebody sharing my presentation on my behalf.
Dr. Lavani, if you can stop sharing yours, please, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Perfect. Your presentation is showing. You can go ahead.
Thank you very much. As introduced, my name is it still there? Yes, okay.
Yes, it is.
As
Yes,
introduced, my name is Ms. Nomande Talishe, and I'm one of the attorneys at the UNISA Law Clinic. So just to those who don't know what the UNISA Law Clinic is and who we are an independent law firm which services indigent members of the public with free legal services. So just briefly, we assist people who cannot afford private legal representation in the courts and in the different legal forums. Over and above what we do at the Law Clinic, which is what I'm here to speak about, is we have student support systems, which I think the first speaker spoke about. So I'm here to inform students who don't know what they can get or how they can get support from the Law Clinic, just to give you information as to what it is that you can join in the Law Clinic and how you can be part of the activities. So these are just a few images of students who have been part of the programs that we offer in the past, and I'm going to go into more detail now. I will focus more on what is available for first and second year law students, but I mean there are programs that are available for students across the board, just in the interest of time. So the College of Law hosts through the Law Clinic 4 designated 4 Plan projects where LLB students can be part of, and these are all designed to equip LLB students with practical legal skills that they require for practice. We often
apologies, Nomonde. Could you please share your screen because the students on YouTube is unable to see your presentation. So please share your screen.
I thought it was already sharing.
It is sharing, but it's in presentation view. Can you just share by sharing your screen? Okay, so just go to share and then you just click screen. Right, and then you can start your presentation. You can start where you left off, thanks.
Thank you. We were on slide number 47, thank you. Apologies for that, colleagues.
Yeah, just please, yeah, there we go.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So we often get questions around why is it only LLB students that can participate in the 4 Plan project? And to simply explain that it is because the work that we do at the Law Clinic requires you to have an LLB. So for example, if you want to become a candidate attorney, if you want to become an attorney, you have to have an LLB. So that's why we cater specifically to LLB students. So to the next slide, please. So firstly, I will be speaking about street law, which is one of the popular projects that you can become a part of from first year until 4th year. So this project is designed to introduce the community to the relevant law and human rights available to them. What happens here is that students are trained on a specific topic for the year, and once they have been trained and once they have information on it, they go out and present on that specific topic in the community. Examples of community projects that we've done or issues that have been addressed previously by students is bullying at schools, labor law in places of employment, and wills in the states to members of the community. So it's information sessions, and students are trained by qualified legal practitioners on how to speak to the community about these prevalent issues. So we look at what is the maybe emerging issues in communities, and students go and speak to the community about that. So this project is available for first, second, third, and 4th year LLB students. The application for this project is currently open, and applications will close on the 16th of March 2026. Next slide, please. Second is the student debate and Indaba. This is available for only first and second year LLB students. So what happens here is that the students' research, oratory, and legal writing skills, those are the skills that we seek to enhance. So this is done through the implementation of a debate and seminar series. Similar to street law, we have academics, legal practitioners from outside of UNISA who are there to train students on how to basically do their research, find information in order for them to participate in a debate. At the end of the program, the students will then debate against each other, where they are given a side, either you are for the topic or you are against the topic. Then the students will go back and research according to what they have been trained by the trainers, which are the legal practitioners, or the academics. They will then come present before judges on the topic and the site that they have been given. Applications for this program are also open, and the closing date is the 23rd of March 2026 for those students who would like to be a part of it. Next is the moot court and practical legal skills program. I have combined this because this specifically caters for third and fourth year LLB students, which are students that may not be in here. But in case you're thinking about it, or in case you are a third and fourth year student and you happen to be here, there's moot court and practical legal skills training. Both applications are also open currently, and moot court will close on the 3rd of March. The PLS will close on the 9th of March. With moot court, it's a mock judicial proceeding where students are basically trained to appear in court. So similarly to the previous programs, they work with qualified legal practitioners and trainers where they are trained on how to present in court, how to research, how to find information. So there you are given a hypothetical case, which sometimes is taken from a real life situation or real life case. And as a legal practitioner, a mock legal practitioner, you are then expected to present in a formal court of law regarding whoever that you will be representing. Practical legal skills is a different program where it's more of a workshop, and it focuses on the different skills that you require. So they focus on things like consultation skills, drafting a letter of demand, or drafting different sets of legal documents like affidavits, protection orders, etc. So there you are in a workshop where you are workshopped by legal practitioners again for a week on the different skill sets. So this teaches you how to apply everything that you've learned from first year up until fourth year, and that you put that into application. So that is only for fourth year students, as it prepares you for next year, hopefully, if you're going into practice or you're going to be starting your articles. So once again, after having given you the information, the next slide is the picture, the repetition of the picture, so that you can see these are all UNISA students. On the left, there's the moot court students. At the top, the student debate. And then the next slide is PLS students after they had done the training. And then at the bottom, we've got street law students who are presenting at the school. We are very limited in terms of time, so I only gave you a summary of what we offer. But tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, we have a workshop where it's going to be a deeper dive into each project. The project leaders, each project is led by a different project leader. So each project leader is going to be presenting into detail as to what you can expect for the 2026 calendar in each of the projects. You will be given an opportunity to ask questions and to get clarification if you're interested. So please find all the details on our Law Clinic Facebook and LinkedIn page. The link is also available there for anybody who would like to join. Over and above these projects, we offer, and this is my last slide, we offer vacation work, which is job shadowing to law students. And this is open to students across the different years. What happens here is that the UNISA Law Clinic in all its regions, which is Gauteng, Mpumalanga, Limpopo, and here in Cape Town, we host students for 2 weeks in our offices where students will get exposure to the different services and to the operations of the Law Clinic. So once again, all LLB students are eligible to apply. Once we have openings for this, we will advertise on the different social media platforms for you to apply. So how do you get in contact with us? Please follow us on social media. All of our communication is posted on either LinkedIn or on Facebook. Most of the information of how you can become part of any other activity that is offered by the Law Clinic will be shared on our social media. So I haven't spoken about everything that you can join in the Law Clinic, due to time constraints, but I focused mainly on what is available for first and second year students. So yeah, thank you so much for that. I had a question and answer slide, but I heard from the program director that we will only be doing that later on. Thank you, program director, and all the best to the students.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Felicia, for that very informative presentation. I would love to encourage all the law students to please take advantage of all the offerings that the Law Clinic has for the students. Can we please give our presenter a virtual round of applause? And as we do that, I am going to ask my colleagues to please open the mics. We have 5 minutes to do our question and answer session. I do believe that some of the questions were asked via the chat and were answered also via the chat. To our colleagues from the Law Clinic, I see the students are asking that you please post the link to the Law Clinic or the presentation as well on the chat. If you could please do that in the meantime as we go into the question and answer session. And can I please ask for the mics to be opened for the students? This is how I'm going to do it. I am going to recognize you based on the numbers that I'm going to be seeing on my screen, and then you can ask your questions so that we can have order in the session. And also, as we are taking the questions and answers, I'm going to ask that you please remember to evaluate the session. I will repost the link on the chat. Please make sure that you evaluate this session to let us know where we can improve so that next year we are able to do better. Okay, I'm going to start with the first person that I see on my screen, and that is Lebogang Tema. Lebogang, you can unmute and ask your question, please. Please keep it short as well. We don't have time. We only have 4 minutes left now. Lebogang, go ahead. Tepo, please keep your mic muted. Lebogang? Okay, I'm going to ask for Eyise Liabona to please go ahead because Lebogang is not unmuting.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon to my fellow students. I'm a first-year student at UNISA. I'm doing a Bachelor of Arts in Communication Studies, but I have this module. It is a law, communications law, and my other module is Introduction to Law and Life. In the introduction, it says we often think that law affects only certain aspects of our lives and that it only becomes relevant when someone commits a crime. It makes us see the importance of law, like we must always be in the law industry. Even though it is not in my college, I'm in the College of Law, of course, Human Sciences, but it is subbed in as a compulsory module. Since I'm doing it, I thought that it will be valuable in the Law Clinic and it will help me know the basics of a law as a student. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm not too sure. Was that a question or a comment?
Yes, ma'am. It was just a comment on
Just
Law
a
Clinic.
comment.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And then the next one I see is Tando Mube.
Hi, good day. Please, may I ask what's happening with the study material for the SGJD 1501?
Dr. Labane, study material.
And sorry, I'll...
Okay.
Tando, you need to be very quick because we don't have much time.
Yeah, okay. And I also wanted to ask from the Law Clinic, would there be any opportunities for BCom law students? Thank you, that's all.
Thank you, Tando. Dr. Labane?
Okay, thank you. We do understand that we still have a problem of other students who are not being grouped. Please kindly note that if you are not being grouped yet, you won't be able to access study material. So the process of grouping is still on process. So we are requesting most of you students to be patient, at least to wait for to be grouped. Then as soon as you'll be grouped, then you'll access study material. Currently, for now, temporarily, what we have done for students who have not been grouped, we have placed assignment 1 on the main site. So meaning that please note that assignment 1 and learning 1 and 2 have now been uploaded on main site. This will allow you to engage with your assignment and contact while you are you finalize the allocation of additional academic hours. While we still are finalizing the additional of addiction or grouping of lecturers that will assist in order to complete the grouping. So we kindly request that please be patient for us. Things will be sorted out as soon as possible. For now, if you are not yet grouped, please go to your main site. The main site has no group number. I told you, if you can go back to the presentation that I gave you, it's just explained that SJT, S2, then you'll see the main site there. Go through that main site, read Learning Unit 1 and 2. It's temporarily so that you can be able to do your frequently asked questions. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry for interjecting. I see we have run out of time, but I'm just going to quickly take the three students, but you have to be quick. Please.
Oh, yeah.
I hear someone speaking. The colleague from the law clinic, I think you've responded about whether the 4K plan opportunities are available to BCom students, but I saw a response that only to LLB students, unfortunately, Tando,
Yes.
only LLB students.
Yes.
Right.
All the responses are in the chat.
Thank you. Thank you so much for responding, colleagues. I see a hand from Annie, and then after that, we'll take Lerato, then Tabile. You have to be quick, like 30 seconds, because we've run out of time already. Annie, quickly, please. Annie, please ask your question quickly. All right, let's move on. We'll go to Lerato. Lerato?
Hello. Yes, I just wanted to quickly ask about the Falke law situation and how we're able to join, and where can we get more information about that?
Colleagues, are you able to respond quickly? Okay, they've shared the link on the chat. Please go through that link. They said all the information is on, they've shared it on social media. Please just click on the link and get more details on that. Tabile?
Yes, greetings, colleagues. Pity we've got limited time. How I wish we could engage in depth, but I believe that the future is bright. I just want to check with the law clinic in terms of the Falke project, if it applies full-time or it is a part-time. If one is interested in that, how does one go about that? And followed by the library, I just want to check if the prescribed current material are available for use for us, or is it old material only that we find in that regard? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that. Colleagues, are you able to quickly respond?
Yes, I'll respond quickly. All of them start online. There will be a time where you will be required in person for some of them, but I suggest that tomorrow, please join the session. The link is on the group, because all the information will be shared in terms of how each program will be running this year, this particular year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Nigel?
Some of the material is available, but you have to check the library catalog and the summon search engine, depending on what the title is and whether we have received the material as yet. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. The two hands that I did not recognize prior, unfortunately, I can't take you. Please write your questions on the chat.
Colleague, it's Yanda from the Student Retention Unit. We've
Yes,
just been
ma'am.
advised by the technical team that you can continue with the hands. They've streamed the other session already, so you can continue.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. All right, then we'll go for Sibusiso, and after Sibusiso, we'll take Karabo.
Hello everyone. I wanted to ask concerning the class that was supposed to be yesterday of ILW 1501. It was communicated that it was going to start on the 23rd, but we saw nothing. I saw nothing personally.
ILW 1501. Miss Leonard, are you able to assist us? Which module is that? Does it fall in our college?
Yes, it does. Thank you, Chair. Yes, it does. It's Introduction to Law. I'm just trying to get a hold of a module leader to clarify what happened around yesterday. I've already sent an email and I'm waiting for a response.
Okay, thank you so much for that, colleague. Sibusiso, they will revert to you regarding that class that was supposed to have happened yesterday. And then Karabo, you are next.
Morning all. I just want to find out, some of these online applications are done with Microsoft Forms, and then we get a page at the end that says your application has been completed. When do we get the feedback, especially with regards to some of these applications? Like when and where do we get the feedback?
Which applications are you referring to?
There were applications in the law clinic where they require you to upload your ID, upload your proof of registration, your, where you're situated and all of that. I haven't received prior feedback for all my other applications, so maybe I'm missing something.
Okay, I see there is a response on the chat, and the colleagues at the law clinic are saying that once they are done vetting the applications, you will receive feedback. Am I correct, Ms. Lebepe? Colleagues from law clinic, do you want to chime in?
You are correct. So only after the closing date is communication sent to the students that have been accepted. Sometimes, so not everybody gets accepted in the applications, because for some projects, we require a minimum number of students per region. So if you have been accepted, please keep an eye on your email address. You will be sent an email to say that you have been accepted.
All right, thank you very much for that. Let me take Karabo. Are you answered? Are you fine? Can I move on to another student?
Yes, it's fine, but it would be nice to also know if you're rejected, instead of having to wait unknowingly so. But thank you for the answer.
Thank you very much. I think colleagues have noted that. Thank you. We have Huzaifa. Sorry if I butchered your name, Huzaifa.
Yes, ma'am. I needed assistance regarding my study material, as it has been 3 weeks since I've been registered, and yet I have not received my hard copy study material.
Which study material are you referring to? For which modules specifically?
It was for ILW, for all of my first semester modules.
Okay. Ms. Leonard and Ms. Boy, are you able to assist us?
Study material is dealt with by SMPD, so we can contact SMPD on your behalf to find out what has happened with your study material. I'm going to put my email address in the chat. So can you just send me an email and then I'll follow up with SMPD on your behalf. But please note that a number of modules at NQF level 5, so in the first level, are fully online modules. So you won't be getting study material for those modules. It's only the modules that are still considered blended, where there will still be a study guide, but for the remaining modules, everything is on the module site, so you won't be getting study material. But I'll put my email address in the chat and then write to me and I'll follow up for you.
Okay,
thank you very much. Thank you. And then we have Marco Sazane. Marco Sazane. You can go ahead. Marco Sazane. All right. I see Renelo has been wanting to speak. Renelo, you can go ahead. Renelo. Okay. Then I'll move on to next. I see there's Terusha. Terusha Naidu.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, maybe just pick up your volume a bit. It's a bit low.
Okay, sorry, I'm going to try and speak closer to the mic. Good afternoon. Thank you for allowing me to speak. So I've registered about 2 weeks now, and I'm also trying to access it via the My UNISA, and it's giving me hassles. So I have no access to. I actually someone sent me the link for this. I didn't even know this orientation was happening, because I'm getting no information from UNISA, and I've been calling them from Friday to get through to someone. So please help, because I'm stressing. I can't start studying because I have no access to any material.
All right. Ms. Leonard, can she also email you so you can assist her?
That's fine, Chair. That's fine. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Then, yes, Ms. Naidu, Ms. Leonard will post her email address on the chat, and you can email her and then just explain your issue to her, and she will assist you or direct you to the right people. Then we have Hosala Mang next.
Good day, ma'am.
Yes, go ahead.
Good day.
Good day.
I have a
How are you?
question. I'm fine, ma'am. Greetings to all of the people on the live. I have a question for the law clinic, ma'am. Why is there no vacation work in the? Why is there no vacation work for students in the Midlands region?
Midlands. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Law clinic, colleagues.
Thanks, Program Director. We only do vacation work in the offices where we have, in the areas where we have offices. So I think, yeah, I think that's what I can answer, Program Director. We cannot host in areas where we don't have law clinic. We limited to areas where we have a law clinic. Thank you.
Thank you. And then we have Demi Freitas, De Freitas.
Good afternoon, everyone, and Chair, I hope you're well. I just wanted to inquire about those who've applied for exemptions, particularly for those who've done BCom or BA law prior to doing their LLB, just in terms of their standing where they'd want to apply for law clinic being 3rd or 4th years, and when we'll have clarification on how we go about being the LLB students in terms of our ranking, so which programs we can then apply for.
Hey, colleagues, I don't know who's going to take that one. So you were doing BCom law and you applied for exemption.
Yes, ma'am.
Colleagues who can assist?
Yes, I can. I wanted the student to repeat the question again.
So, ma'am, just wanted to provide clarification on when we can receive feedback on the exemption. And then in terms of that, how do we then go about being ranked? Would it then be, are we still treated as first year LLB students, or would we then move higher on classification being 3rd years or 4th years, depending on how many modules were then exempted?
When did you apply for exemptions?
About 2 weeks ago, ma'am.
I think it's still early, but you can also maybe post your student number, then I'll follow up on your behalf.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Excuse me, can I just answer that, Chair? So if you only applied for LLB this year, you would be considered a first year still, especially if you got the exemptions. So you'd still be a first year or second year, depending on how many modules you'll be credited for.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you, colleagues. Thank you very much for responding to that question. And we have Tepo.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, okay. My question is not that big. I just wanted to know about the invigilation and proctoring stuff. Because I don't have a laptop, I'm using a PC. So I just want to know whether if I am using the cell phone and the PC, will it work when I'm doing my examination and assignments?
Ms. Boyd, do you want to take that one? Oh, sorry, Ms. Leonard, sorry, you can go ahead.
No, it's not a problem. Either one of the two, it doesn't make a difference. Just with regard to using the Invigilator app, remember the Invigilator app requires a smartphone in order to operate. So as long as you have a smartphone, then you'd be able to access the Invigilator app. It doesn't matter what what other device you use in order to write your exam. As long as you have a smartphone to utilize the Invigilator app, then you should be okay.
Okay, because when I read on the tutorials, it said something like the other assignments, there's an embedded invigilations up on that. So I just I wanted to know about the cell phone thing for the facial thing only. Okay, thank you.
Sorry, if I maybe just can respond to that. The College of Law does not use iris. So in the tutorial later, you'll see they speak about 3 different invigilation tools. They speak about Moodle proctoring, they speak about the Invigilator app, and then they speak about iris. Iris is the one where you require a lot more equipment, a specific device and other equipment, etc. But the College of Law does not use iris. We only use Moodle proctoring and the Invigilator app. So the most you'll need, to be able to sit for an exam in the College of Law is a smartphone in order to deal with the Invigilator app. I hope that responds to your query.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, colleague. Thank you so much. And the next one is Eugene Richard.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, I've got 2 or 3 questions. The first one is I've missed the whole session. Will there be a recording available, and how do I exit it? I think that's the first one after the meeting. Secondly, I want to find out if someone is doing a higher certificate in law, are there any extra curricular activities that we can partake in? And then lastly, as a blind student using a screen reader software, I see that the second assessment will be done under some other proctoring tool. The second quiz in ILW, for example. So I just want to find out, will my screen reader software, will it interfere with that proctoring tool, or how can I maybe get in contact with a lecturer to inquire?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Did you get all 3? Did you get all 3 questions? All right.
I hope I'm going to. I'll try and respond to all of them. Any student with a disability, it's really important that you declare that disability to the institution so that the institution is aware of the disability and can reasonably then accommodate you. For example, for ILW 1501 that requires Moodle proctoring, students with declared disabilities that have submitted documentation to the exams department, they are then exempted from Moodle proctoring. So please just ensure that you submit the required documentation to UNISA, and then we'll make sure that we accommodate you. You won't have to use Moodle proctoring when doing your assessments. Chair, I'm getting old now. I forgot. Are there any other questions? Just let me know.
The
what
second
other questions?
one, I think he asked about students who are doing a high certificate. Are there any extracurricular activities for them? I'm not too sure exactly what he's referring to by that, but maybe you can assist.
Chair, maybe the law clinic can help, because the extra or co-curricular activities or the foci plan, are done by the law clinic. So maybe they can assist with high certificate students.
Law clinic colleagues?
Thank you, Chairperson. Currently, there isn't, especially regarding the foci plan, but sometimes the law clinic does host workshops which are open to everybody else who isn't in an LLB course. So, like I said, please just look out for all the programs that are shared on the social media website. Sometimes we even do send information to the My Life UNISA emails, so the students can see. We always specify if it's applicable only to LLB or if it's open for non-LLB students as well. Thank you, Chair.
All right. Thank you so much. Richard, I think you had 3 questions. I don't know if all your questions were answered.
Yeah, then I was actually the first question was actually more regarding the second assessment for ILW. The first one, the first quiz is not going. It's going to be an open book, and then the second assessment will be done. It's a closed book, I think, and it's done with a Moodle app. So I was just clarifying if I declared my disability at UNISA, how will it work if I understand with the examination, but I was referring to the second quiz. And then just the last question was basically, will there be a recording available if I have missed any information that I want to catch up again afterwards? Thank you.
All right. Yeah, all students with disabilities and who are incarcerated, if you have declared with the university, you are exempted from using the Moodle proctoring. I think Ms. Leonard would want to respond further to that. And Ms. Leonard, maybe also about the recording, how are we going to be sending it to the students?
Hi, Chair. I missed the question itself. I'm assuming you asking about incarcerated students, whether they exempted from Moodle proctoring as well?
No, I'm responding to him and saying that all students with disability and those who are incarcerated, if they have declared with the university, they are exempted. I'm just clarifying to him as well. So, yes.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how we'll make the recording available. I know that you know, it was on YouTube as well, so I'm sure that there'll be a copy of the recording on YouTube. I'll just find out from our colleagues at the SRU how we're going to make it available to the students.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Richard, are you fine? And the proctoring, I believe have you declared to the university? Because that's how you get exempted from using the proctoring tool. Richard? Okay. I'm going to assume that Richard is fine and he's answered. Let's move on then.
Yes, thank you.
Are you fine? Are you fine? All
Yes,
right.
thank
That's
you.
fine. Thank you
Yes,
so
thank
much. Let's move on then to Lucia McPherson. Lucia? Okay, while Lucia is sorting the mic out. Lucia, are you there? Let's take Charity. Charity? Okay, let's move on then. Charity, are you able to speak?
Yes, I'm able to speak, ma'am.
Yes, you can go on, ma'am.
I registered and I opted for receiving my study material online, but it's giving me a problem. Can I change?
I think it depends on, as Ms. Leonard was explaining earlier on to one of the students, that some modules have moved completely online. So that means the study material is only available online for those modules. Not all modules are dispatching hard copy study materials anymore, but maybe you can be specific that which modules are those that you are struggling with to access your study material, and maybe Ms. Leonard can assist you. Is it specific modules?
Okay, let me get them for you.
All right, while you are getting them for us, we'll move on. You can come back to us or maybe post it on the chat, the modules that you are struggling with. Let's go for Liabona. Liabona. Okay, Liabona has disappeared. Now the numbers are getting all muddled up.
Sorry, ma'am. I want to say to the introduction to South African law, I went to the Western region campus. I asked them, is there a prescribed book? They said no. Okay, so I went to the public library and found that there is a book that answers the same question that says, what is law? So my research made me realize that in order to pass introduction to law, I have to interact with other public libraries, Belleville, Cape Town libraries, etc., because there is no prescribed material. And that makes it difficult for me as a student to be able to know how to study the law without the other external books, with only relying on the study material. So I was maybe asking is there other books that are helpful, maybe on Amazon, that I can purchase online? Thank you, ma'am.
Ms. Leonard, do you want to take that one?
Yes, thank you very much. we encourage students to be as curious as possible. You know, so you are encouraged to consult other sources. But just remember that your prescribed study material is your guide. The university examines you, or, you know, the module leader examines you or assesses you based on the prescribed study material that we provide for you. So please just make sure that you know, when you are looking at additional sources, it's additional to the prescribed study material. Your first point of trying to figure out what you're supposed to know and learn about in a module is the prescribed work that we provide you with, not external sources that you can find outside. Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jane.
Thank you. Tireleto? Tireleto.
Thank you so much for the time.
All right.
My question is directed to the law clinic.
Okay.
I wanted to find out what criteria is it used for approval for the programs in place, or is just a first come, first serve situation?
Right. Law clinic colleagues, you want to respond?
Thank you, colleague. It depends on the project itself. Some projects have a minimum and a maximum in terms of the numbers that they can take. So most of the time in those programs, it will be a first come, first serve basis. Most of these projects, because they are only there to support the students and to enhance the skills, they are not merit based. So it's not like we're looking at marks or anything like that. They are there to support the students and to enhance these skills. So it's program dependent. Some programs, like I said, have a minimum. So if there's not enough students in that particular region that have applied, you may find that that project cannot go ahead in that particular region. So you find that even though 2 students or 3 students have proceeded, those 3 students are not part of the program because of the threshold not being met. It's just a cost and resources thing, where if there's little students or few students in the region, it's not worthwhile for maybe a trainer to go out into the region. But there is no merit when it comes to considering which students are accepted.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Ms. Leonard, I see your hand is up. Do you want to chime in?
No, sorry, Chair, that's old age. I'm not sure why my hand is raised.
No problem. The next student then is Annie. Annie?
Jenny.
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, I wanted to ask, since I'm unique, I have completed my BA law with NW. I wanted to ask, since UNISA regards us as first years, does that mean we won't be able to apply for the moot court program?
So you have completed what with Northwest University? What did you complete?
My BA law with politics.
BA law.
Yes, so now I've registered for LLB with UNISA.
So you are at okay. Colleagues from the law clinic, she's completed a qualification from a different university, but is now registered with UNISA.
If according to the UNISA registration systems, you're a first year student, you'll only qualify for the first year programs, which is street law and student debate, if that is what you are considered as, because when the people who vet the applications check, and according to your proof of registration that you attached, you are in first year, then they won't accept you, they won't consider your application for moot court and for PLS. So you need to apply for street law and for student debate, which are the first and second year programs available for first and second year students. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. The next student is N. Jodo. N. Jodo. Okay, then we'll move on. Yes, go ahead.
Hello, ma'am. I wanted to ask that since this year I'm doing diploma in law and I'm not satisfied with it, I want to do LLB. I want to change next year to do it Is it okay?
You want to change, does your score, your APA score, meet the requirement for LLB?
Or should I continue doing diploma in law till I finish? Then I will do a LLB.
If I'm not if your APA score did not, you could not be admitted to LLB in the first place, I would think you must finish the diploma before you what do you call it, move up to LLB. But I will allow Ms. Leonard to take that one. Ms. Leonard, do you want to add?
Yes, thank you very much, Chi. I agree with you. You need to meet the minimum requirements, the minimum admission requirements in order to apply for the LLB. If you don't meet those minimum admission requirements from matric, even if you've completed first year diploma in law, you're not going to be able to you won't be successful for the LLB. Also, just remember that the qualifications in the College of Law are oversubscribed. There are more applications than spaces. So every time you want to do a new qualification, you have to apply. And the LLB is incredibly popular. You know, if even if you meet the minimum requirements, there's no guarantee that you're going to get a space into the LLB. Finishing a qualification like the diploma in law will stand you in better stead, you know, into getting into the LLB. Yeah, so that's basically what I can advise you. But if you do want to change, you know, and you meet the minimum admission requirements, it means that you must apply during the application period, and that will be the end of this year, so around, I think, August, September. You apply for admission, you know, into the LLB, and then if you are successful, you are then able to register for the LLB from next year onwards. And then also those modules that you passed in the diploma in law that are similar to the modules that are in the LLB, you can apply for credit exemptions for those modules as well. Thanks, Jane.
Thank you so much. The next one is Nomalizo. Nomalizo Twala.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's not really a question, but more of a request. I'm not sure if you'll be able to assist. Last week, we received an email regarding some workshop on the Thursday, like a few hours before the workshop. If maybe you could ask whoever is responsible for putting out information to maybe give us at least a day or two, because some of us check our emails twice a day. So if we check them in the morning and then we miss the ones during the day, we do miss out on maybe potential important workshops that we might need to or want to take a part in. So if they could please not send out, you know, emails on that actual day, or at least earlier in the morning, it would be really, really appreciated.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you very much for that. We'll definitely communicate it to colleagues throughout the college. Thank you for that. Belinda, you are next. Belinda? Belinda?
Yes, Prof. The
Yes,
question
please.
again?
No, it's not you. It's not Linda. It's Belinda. Belinda.
Oh, okay.
The student Belinda to ask her question. Spusi, so please mute. Okay, Belinda is not saying anything. I'll go for Lionel. Lionel.
A very good day to you.
Okoye.
Yeah.
Yes.
A very good
afternoon.
day. A very good day to you, Prof, and fellow students. The question that I have in mind is quite similar to the one that was already asked prior, whereas a student asked about transferring from one faculty to another, or rather from one program to another. Except I am currently in for, if I'm not mistaken, Bachelor of Arts Psychology with private law. So I wanted to ask if I could swap over, because
I'm not sure if I read correctly or if I heard correctly, but there is an option to try and swap over in between the years, so in between semesters and all that. So I'm currently doing all the law modules in that in that degree program right now in the first semester. So I wanted to ask if it would be possible, or if the process goes well, if I then jump over into law and then do the second semester modules that would be lacking, or how to go about it. I'm not sure if I'm making absolute sense.
All right, Ms. Leonard, did you get that question?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. The current position at UNISA is that there's only going to be one registration period. So what you're registering for, during the first semester, you have to register for the modules for the first and the second semester. So if that's the case, it means that you won't be able to apply for admission to any new program this year. What you can do is you can apply this year and see whether you can be admitted to whichever program, maybe I'm assuming it's the LLB, for next year. And if you are then admitted, then you may register for, whichever modules you then need to require, or that you are required to register for the LLB. Any modules in the LLB that is similar to the current program that you are doing, you may then apply for credit exemption, and then, you'll be exempted from having to redo those modules again. But like the caution that I gave to the other student was the LLB is incredibly competitive. You're welcome to apply, but that doesn't mean you're going to get a space in the LLB. Think about that as well. What is plan B going to be if you do apply and you don't get in? What is plan B then going to be for you? Thanks, Jane.
Thank you very much, Ms. Leonard. I will then take Washu Faith next. Washu, are you able to speak up? All right. While we wait for Washu, we'll go for Yanga. Yanga Yose.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. I think my question was answered. I was asking about tomorrow's Folky Awareness meeting. If one is not able to attend the meeting, will there be a recording available? But I think Lebe answered me saying that they're trying to get it on YouTube. However, is that guaranteed or not?
Okay, I don't know. Maybe colleagues can respond to you, colleagues from the law clinic.
It's not guaranteed yet, colleague, but communication will be sent out to LinkedIn or Facebook if it is confirmed.
Thank you very much. We'll go for Lishe next. Lishe Oyisi. Charlotte, please mute.
And then after that,
Lishe? Good afternoon, my lecturers and my fellow students. You are a bit soft, you are faint, so if you could try to speak louder or increase the volume on your device.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Right, so my question is, so for someone that is actually doing high certificate right in law, and what is is it for them if they actually make it, right, or receive the qualification and they would like to apply for LLB, is it possible and what is the requirement?
Yes, it is possible, and I will ask Ms. Leonard to respond to you.
No, thank you very much. I confirm, Chair, it is very possible. And remember, you must have a minimum of 60% as an average in order to apply for admission into the LLB from a higher certificate in law.
Right, thank you very much. Letitia, you are next. Letitia Carabo. Letitia. Right, we'll go to Gillian.
Greetings. I wanted to ask, I registered for BA in Forensic Science and Technology, and I can't find the lessons part on my module site for my FOR 1501 and 1502.
Okay, can I ask you to please send an email to Ms. Leonard and then she will find out for you? Ms. Leonard,
Okay.
please repost your email address.
Good day. Sorry, I had a problem with my mic. You called my name before.
Who's speaking now?
Letitia.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I have 3 questions. One is about the referencing and the paraphrasing. How do we go about it? What are we allowed to do and what are we not allowed to do? And then the other one is about assignments. Are we required to write, like the process of writing our assignments, should it be online on our module site, or can we draft it on a page, then transfer it to our module site? And then the other one is for classes. I'm doing a high certificate in law and I want to know if we have contact classes or online classes available.
All right, Ms. Leonard, I think you can take the one on the classes.
Thank you very much, Chair. Just to alert the students, each module operates individually.
Yeah.
Right, so every single module is different. Just because you registered for first year module, say you registered for LW 1501 and SJD 1501 and SCL 1501, you have to read the information on each module site in order to find out how those module leaders are going to teach the module. So we cannot provide, on this platform, we cannot speak about general rules around how information is going to be made available because different modules, module leaders choose to interact with their students in different ways. And as a student, you need to familiarize yourself with what is required for you in each module. So the starting point is always go to the module site for that particular module, read the welcome page, read the announcements, see what sort of information is posted on the module site for you, and then you know how that module will operate. Other modules will operate differently. So as a student, please read the information on the welcome page of each individual module site. That's the best advice that I can give you because we can't, you know, just generally say classes will be on a Thursday at 5 o'clock because each module leader, you know, arranges the teaching, the learning, and the student support differently.
Yeah, definitely supported. And regarding referencing also, maybe if I can chime in there, I'm not too sure if you're asking about the School of Criminal Justice or the School of Law, but either way, the School of Criminal Justice has its own referencing method, which is the adapted Harvard referencing method. And there is a tutorial letter for all the students in the School of Criminal Justice that you have access to on referencing, and that is your guide. It shows you exactly what to do. I usually tell my students that referencing is almost like mathematics. You need to practice it because there's you know, different principles that are applied for different referencing methods. And then there's the School of Law also does have its own referencing method. So a student who's doing criminology or a criminology module, because you could be a law student who actually has a criminology student. I know a module, all the law students actually do my criminology first year module. Though we don't write long essays and all of that, obviously you will find that the referencing method that we use in the School of Criminal Justice, it's different from the one that's used in the School of Law. So we'll use the Harvard method and the School of Law uses footnotes. So that means that you cannot footnote in my module because I don't use that referencing method. I use a different referencing method. So you need to learn, depending on where you are registered, whether it's humanities or law, or is it in the School of Criminal Justice or the School of Law, you need to understand which referencing method is used by the different schools or the different departments. So that's as far as referencing is concerned, it takes practice. And you need to orientate yourself. You need to refer to the material, to the tutorial letters that actually do show you the different methods of referencing. Professor Geya, I'm going to put you on the spot because you have not been asked questions specifically, but I will ask you to chime in if you want to add anything on the questions that were asked by the student.
Yes, thank you for that question. What may we do and what may we not do? Yeah, so we don't have enough time to go into all the grey areas, but let's just look at the most basic principle. And that is that each one of us must submit our own work. Okay, so what is plagiarism? It is when you pretend that somebody else's work is your own work. And that somebody else can be your sister. It can be somebody that you paid to do your work. Or it can also be artificial intelligence that you ask to do your work. So it's when you pretend that something, that work that was done by something or somebody else is your own work. That is dishonest. Now, when you reference, you have to reference transparently so that the marker or whoever reads your work can see how you went about to compile that answer. Now, obviously, if your sister wrote the answer for you, would you put in your only footnote that this whole thing was written by my sister? No, you won't. Because why? You are being dishonest and you don't want that to be revealed. So do you see what I'm getting at? That is the one thing, and then obviously the other thing is we want your work to be as original as possible, as good as you can. That is the originality standard, and that affects the mark that you get. So I hope that that can help.
Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you so much. We'll move to our next student, and I think I've lost my place now. Let me just see. Lisa Kanya.
Hi.
Yes, you can
Hi,
go ahead.
everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
All right. So, thank you so much for the opportunity to speak. I am currently doing higher certificate in criminal justice, right? And I recently received my study material for forensic methods and techniques, right? So on this module, right, I was going through the module and all that. Now, the issue that I'm coming across with is the fact that there are no announcements, one, on the module. There's no welcome message whatsoever. The additional resources as well are not very clear. And as per the assessment, right, it's due on the 19th, but there is nothing that has been added yet. So I was looking to find out how can I go about that, because I am currently at the verge of breaking down and I am stressing out. I think I might be the only person who has that issue.
No, please don't break down. Don't break down. Ms. Leonard will post her email address again, and please just send an email to her. Then she can find out for you what's going on with that module. Don't break down. There is help. Ms. Leonard, please assist her.
Prof. Thank you, Chair. Oh, sorry, someone wanted to respond?
Yes, sorry, it's Zayanda from the Student Retention Unit. We're just giving you 20 more minutes. If you could please wrap up by 2:30. Thank you.
Okay, we'll do so. Thank you. Thank you for that, Sianda. All right. Ms. Leonard?
Thank you very much. As our program director said, Prof. Tubani, please send an email to me and I will follow it up for you. Also, just remember that the way learning works is you learn first and then you do the assessment. You don't try and do the assessment without learning the study material. So if you have the study material, start working through the study material. And, if you have any questions about it, start posting those questions on the module site. The other point I just wanted to make is not all assignments are open yet. You will see, if you click on a particular assessment, you will see the opening date. The assignments must only be posted on that opening date. An assignment doesn't have to be posted before then. So what I would suggest that you do is send me an email, with your query, and then I will follow it up with the relevant COD. But there's lots of support, that we'd like to provide you with. You're not alone, and if you are feeling overwhelmed, please come and speak to us. We are here to assist and support you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much for that. And we'll go for Tepo Ndlovu. So we have 25 minutes left. Zianda, you said you're giving us until past, right?
That's correct.
Okay, past. Okay, so we have 25 minutes left. Tepo Ndlovu.
Greetings to everyone. I think I'm answered. I just wanted to know if we are supposed to also reference the study guide if we found most of our information on it, using it.
Okay, so are you answered?
Yes, they said yes on
the. Remember also, even though you are finding that the trick, the thing about plagiarism is that what students do is that they just copy and paste the study guide. Like you ask, for an assignment and they give you the study guide back. So what's the point of you giving me the study guide back word for word? I could have just gone and read, through the study guide myself. So it's very important. Another way to avoid plagiarism is you need to learn how to paraphrase, write things in your own words, write things in a way that you understand instead of like repeating the author verbatim. But also, just because you have written things in your own words, it doesn't mean it's your own ideas. It's still not your own ideas. You must still cite and you must still acknowledge the person who's actually written that work. Be it your lecturer who's written the study guide, you cite that author of the study guide because it is not your own work. So remember, you need to learn how to paraphrase. Academic writing is not easy, but as you study and progress in your studies, you get the hang of it. So copy and paste from the study guide is definitely considered plagiarism. So do not do that. Paraphrase and use your own words. But even after paraphrasing and using your own words, you must still acknowledge the author of that specific material. Thank you very much. Tepo, we'll go for
Thank
Bridget. You. Sure. Bridget, you are next.
Good day. I have 2 questions. The first one says, if I actually meet the admission requirements for a LB and my APS qualifies, but I'm currently registered for a higher certificate, since the registrations are closed, is there still a possibility of a late program change if space is available? And the second one says, what active study methods would you recommend, especially ones that help with long-term retention in theory-heavy modules? Yeah, that's all.
Ms. Lemonade, do you want to take that first one or both if you would like to?
No,
I'm hoping to avoid number 2 like the plague. I'm throwing that to Professor Khair if possible. But I'll definitely respond to number 1. UNISA doesn't have this thing called a transfer of a qualification. It's not something that you can do at UNISA. Every time you want to, if you want to do a new qualification, you must apply and then be admitted. And then if you are admitted, you then register. Just with the LLB, that qualification is heavily oversubscribed. There's no space in the LLB. So if you are registered currently for a higher certificate, I'm assuming that when you applied, you would have applied, for 3, for different choices. You were permitted to apply for 3 choices. And UNISA would then provide you with a response to say, choice number 1, you were not successful in. Choice number 2, you were successful in, which could possibly be the higher certificate. And if you choose to register for the higher certificate, then you have to continue that registration. You can't transfer to the LLB degree. Now, if you apply to be registered for the LLB, remember you go back into the pool of students that then apply for admission, and students, a certain number of students will get selected, and then they will then be admitted into the LLB. If you have completed a higher certificate and you get at least 60%. Is there someone in the background?
Speaking now. Please mute. Please mute. I can see who it is.
Okay. So
Renee. Thank you. Sorry, Ms. Leonard.
No, not a problem. So if you get at least 60% in the higher certificate, you may then apply for admission into the LLB. So that may be the articulation pathway that you may think about following. If you don't complete the higher certificate, then it means that they're just going to look at your matric APS score, and then you're going to be in the pool of students. And they're gonna evaluate the APSs, and those students who meet the APS plus the other criteria that UNISA uses in order to admit students, those will be applied. And then if you are high enough on the list, you will get offered a space. If you're not high enough on the list, then you won't be offered a place in the LLB degree.
Right.
Thank
you. Thank you so much. Professor Khair, you were thrown under the bus by Ms. Leonard. So I don't know if you want to take yourself out of underneath the bus.
But may I please ask that the question just be repeated?
I think the question is, the student asked, do we have any study tips, like methods on how to study for theory-heavy modules?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, each module is different.
Yeah.
So like the module that I teach is a 4th year module, or one of the modules is a 4th year module. Okay. And there we have a weekly schedule. And the idea of the weekly schedule is to pace your learning. So now we don't have, at least for that model, it's an open book exam. So you don't have to memorize anymore, but open book exams are not easy. So you have to prepare. And the idea is that if you keep to the schedule, like a few weeks before the exam, you would have basically have studied the material already, and then you can just revise. And then there's not that much exam stress. So that is for my module. I don't know if somebody else maybe can share an experience that I have from another module, but in principle, pacing your learning, going through the readings and the activities, at your own pace, slowly but surely, so that there's not a bottleneck when you get close to the exam.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, so the modules that I teach also are very theory heavy. I think criminology in general is extremely theory heavy. But what we found with our students, which is something that Ms. Leonard mentioned earlier on, is that students want to jump into the assessments without even, going through the study material. They don't give themselves time to go through the study material, to digest it, to understand the content of the module. I found now my module just got reviewed. The first year module just got reviewed, and we have a lot of activities that are embedded in the module to help the students actually understand the material better. After each theme or after each subsection, we would have like an activity where you are actually requesting students to, to answer some questions on their own, or on a discussion forum with students, commenting on students, responses or answers. And I find students emailing me, asking me, is it necessary for me to complete these activities? Are they going to count for marks? And I'm like, no, they're not counting for marks, but they are there to help you. They are there to pace you, like you are saying, Professor Kaya. If you have read a section and you pause, and there's questions that are asked, and you must respond to those questions, answer those questions, then you are able to test yourself if you are able to understand this content. You've paused, you are able to respond to the questions. So I think it is important that, and I fully agree with you about, pacing yourself and also not waiting until the last minute to actually study. Because that's what we do, especially students at UNISA who have other commitments, they have work and all of that. They don't really engage with the study material at all. They just, especially for some of our modules where I'm NQF level 5, I have still do MCQs. Students think that they can just go and respond to those MCQs without going through the content. And Prof, you said earlier that students think that multiple choice is easy, but it's not so easy. You still need to engage with the content. You still need to pace yourself. You still need to engage the activities in your study material so that you are able to test yourself if you understand the content and all of that. So yeah, that's just my 2-cent worth that I can add to what you've just submitted or just said to the students.
I just want to add 1 cent, please.
Yes, please.
Well, I think the student asked for a tip, and maybe here's a tip, something that might sound controversial, but I think it can make your learning interesting. We tend to leave activities and questions to do that at the end, but try doing them at the beginning. Just find yourself some table of contents for the module and for the lesson you are in to orientate yourself, to make sure that you know where you are in the module. And once you've done that, maybe first do the activities for that lesson before you go through the lesson itself. And doing it that way makes it interesting, because now if you do the activities and look at the feedback, and you then go to the lesson, then it's like you sort of have a handle on the content already. It's like you know a few important things before you dive into all of those paragraphs. And they are like little anchors or little lighthouses along the way where you feel, oh, I already know this, or oh, it was like that example in the activity. I understand this already. Try it. That can work better than like the evening before, and now you're going through old exam papers and old questions and, oh, I can't do this. Try doing it in the beginning.
Thank you very much, Prof, for that tip. Ms. Leonard, you can go ahead.
Thank you very much, Chair. Also, just the student retention unit has the instructional support program, and we have a few first-year modules in that program. And what it's meant to do is to link students with mentors, which are are older students who have passed the module, so students who have done well in a module and have passed it, and they will then support other students who are busy doing the module. That may be a way in which students can also speak about the work to someone else, because sometimes the best way to learn about something is to teach it to someone else, because then you can also see the gaps in your learning when you questioned about things. Also within the regions, the college has partnered with some of the regions that offer the Accolade program. And, in that program, there are certain legal skills that are focused on and then taught to students as well. And students can then engage, face to face or online with people around some of those issues. So there are lots of different support programs, and I just like to encourage the students to try. Don't sit on your own thinking that you're alone. Go and attend something that is offered either online or in person at a region, or get involved with the instructional support program, or get involved with activities of the law clinic. As a student, just get involved, because that community of support is what you needed, and it's really, really important when you're studying via distance.
Thank you very much. Thank you, colleagues, so much. Let's get back now to the students' questions. I hope, I don't remember who asked the question. I hope you were answered, because colleagues gave very loaded and very informative responses. So I hope that you were able to get something from that. Let's go for, can I ask for a favor? There's still a lot of hands that are raised, and we have 10 minutes left. There are students that we have already responded to. Can I please ask you, if you have asked your question and you've been responded to, please lower your hand so that I know what's going on. I'm a bit confused now because there's still so many hands. And if another student asked a question that you wanted to ask, please lower your hand as well, because I'm hoping that you were responded to. Please, 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 so that I can see what's going on. I see a whole lot of hands. And I remember we responded to Charity, but her hand is still up. Tepon Glovu as well. So please just lower your hand. Can I take Teboho next? As we take the next students, those of you we have already responded to, please lower your hands. Teboho.
Good day, all. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Mina, I've registered for masters, and I tried to request for a temporary proof of registration to enable myself to apply for the funding. So if I can get an email where I can request, say me, then it will be proper.
All right, Ms. Leonard, who can assist us with that?
Sorry, I just missed the question. Just repeat the question.
She's registered for masters. She's I'm assuming first year masters, right?
Postgrad. Pardon?
Postgrad. Yeah,
Okay.
masters. And you are asking for a temporary
proof
registration.
of temporary registration, yes.
Okay, I'm going to put my email address in the chat. I'm going to have to refer that to DSIR. So I'm going to put my email address in the chat. Just send your query with your student number to me. Please make sure that you email me from a MyLife account, and then I will get DSIR to assist with that query.
Okay, from your MyLife account.
No, you need to email me from your MyLife account.
I also have problem with that. I'm unable to create MyLife account. And it's
okay.
The problem.
Okay, then just
me.
send it to me. Just send it. Yeah, using your private email address. I'll see how I can get the colleagues to assist.
Okay, then your email address is, which one did you send here?
It's in the chat. Yeah, it's in the chat. Ali Leonard.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see it now. All right. Okay. Thank you, Bala. All right.
Angela, you are next.
Yes. Hi. So
I'm going to ask a question that everyone is very embarrassed to ask about. So it's about creating the PDF. Which is the best applicant to create a PDF to submit your assignments?
Creating a PDF or saving?
Yeah. Like basically writing your assignment.
So you don't write your assignment on PDF, you write your assignment on Word. So I want to assume that we all have access to Microsoft Word.
Write my assignment down.
Hayes? Sorry, you can carry on.
And then another question is, can you complete assignments by just your study guide? By
No,
just
I
using the
want to
study guide?
respond to your first question. So you were saying what's going on with writing your assignment?
No, we can write down it and then I scan, convert
Yes,
it
you
into a
can scan.
PDF.
So you mean you're gonna write it out by hand, then you must scan it. Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
is that fine? And then those who are typing, you type it in Word and then you
Yes,
convert
thank
it
you.
into PDF.
Okay.
And then the second one.
Good evening.
So much.
Good
Yes.
evening, Ms. Tobani. Can
The
I
second
assist?
question is, can you complete the assignment by just using the study
Hello?
guide?
Please, Angela, can you give us a chance? Because we are trying to respond to you, but you are interjecting and coming in with a lot of things. So I think the colleague wanted to
Okay,
assist, but now you've already jumped into something else.
Okay, sorry.
No problem, no problem. Yeah, carry on, colleague.
Okay, thank you. A student need to be mindful because if you scan also, you must note that sometimes you will be having like maybe the date turn it in, so it doesn't do the scan document. So a student, UNISA gave each and every registered student a license to Microsoft. So if you have a stable internet, you can just log into My Life and then you can use a Word online. It saves your information in like real time. So when you export it, it will automatically export it to a PDF and then you just upload it to my module site. And then you can also download it and install it up to like maybe your laptop or desktop or tablet. And then you tap from there and then you save as a PDF. And then you won't encounter a problem because most of our browsers, they can open a PDF, a file. So, but if you need assistance, we'll share the link for the date of age on my UNISA, familiarize yourself, and then also you can visit your nearest a computer lab. A DLA will be able to assist you and orientate you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And then those who write by hand.
Thank you so much.
Because you said there's an issue with the scanning. So what's the solution for that?
No, I was saying they need to make sure that if they don't have a Turnitin, then they can scan their mobile scanners and all that. If they don't have a Turnitin, and so I was saying they just need to check if maybe there is a Turnitin on their side.
All right. So if the assignment does not require to be put through Turnitin, then they can write by hand, but they make sure that they can scan. If there's no.
But normally the lecturer gives them instructions. Some lecturers they prefer them to type and then they save as a PDF. So they just need to read their materials. Sometimes the other lecturers they don't want them to do handwriting and they scan. So it will depend on the module. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's lecture specific. Some lecturers will allow for writing and scanning, and other lecturers will prefer that you must type. All right, Angela, that's the first question. It's been answered.
Yes.
So you had a second question.
Yes, the second question is, can you complete assignments and do exams with just the study guide?
You can what?
Can you complete your assignments or do your exams with just the study guide?
Angela, it's module specific. So some modules have additional study material. They have prescribed study material. Some modules only have study guide. So you're gonna you need to know what that specific module requires. So modules are not the same. Some will have a study guide only, some will have prescribed material, or they'll have a recommended material. So you need to make sure that you know what each specific module requires.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, thank you. And I see there's a response from Ziyanda. She says it is not recommended that you write and scan your assignments. You can also visit your nearest regional campus for center near you for facilities. So if you don't have facilities, UNISA does have facilities in some places across the country. We have 2 minutes left, so some of you might not be able to ask your questions. So let me see who I can take in this 1 minute basically left. Junior, I think you'll be the lucky one. Junior? Okay, Junior is not, so I'll ask Mohammed.
Hello, ma'am. Hope you're well. Most of the students are asking for where they're handing in assignments and everything. Me and myself, I'm struggling to find like the notes and where I can read all the things. Sometimes when I go on the my UNISA website, I can find it on the right-hand side. But right now, like a few hours ago when I checked, it wasn't there. And you talked about the teachers. Most of the lecturers, most of them having like different ways they want their assignments and everything. How are we gonna know which teacher like wants it this way and which lecturer wants it the other way?
But each lecturer will post. Each lecturer will post. There's like when a lecturer gives you an assignment, for example, they give instructions as well on exactly what you need to do. So it's module and lecture specific. So I will give my students instructions on what I require for a specific module, and my colleague will give instructions. So you need to check on the module site as the lecturer posts instructions for an assignment or whatever activity that needs to be completed.
Okay,
so
one last question. Where can I find this group that you're talking about? Where can I interact with the lecturers and the other students?
Each module has a module site. Have you visited any of the module sites?
No, ma'am. The first one where they wanted to create a team or a group, that's that module isn't like open yet or something. They're fixing it. So me personally, I don't have anyone, any TA or anything like that. So
There's
that's
no
what I was asking.
Ms. Leonard, do we still have TAs? Because as much as I know, okay, I see it, Dr. Labane.
Thank you, Prof. I think the question is directed to SJTA. Actually, SJT, we were making use of TA. We no longer have to make use of TA. So what we are expected students to do, for now, we are still waiting for ICT to group students. The grouping is still a process, so we are urging students to be patient. While they're still waiting, we have put assignment number 1 on the main site, not on the group site, on the main site, so that students can do their assignment 1 with learning unit 1 and 2. They must go through that learning unit 1 and 2 so that they can be able to do their assignment 1, which is MCQ, multiple choice question. So if I can answer your question, please try to be patient. Grouping will take place. I think starting from this week, we are busy with grouping of issues.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sorry, ma'am.
Thank you.
Where were you saying, can I find like the lecturers?
So if you have the tutorial letter 101, please go through your tutorial letter 101. You will get the lecturers responsible. But however, now we no longer have TH. We have adjunct lecturers who will assist with regards to grouping side of the student, as well as the lecturers. We are there. Should you have any problem or you want to answer something, contact your lecturers. There are 4 lecturers which are on the tutorial letters. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That answered my question, ma'am. I hope you have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you so much. But what is important as we are closing for each student, I think what needs to be repeated is that each module has a module site. Each module has a tutorial letter 101. Each module has a primary lecturer. So just make sure that specifically if you want to ask something specific rather for a module, contact that specific lecturer, because some of the answers we cannot give you in this session, especially if they are module specific. But if you ask that specific lecturer, they will be able to assist you with queries that are related to their modules specifically. So make the module sites your best friend, because that is where your lecturers are going to be communicating with you regarding anything related to that specific module. All right, we are 3 minutes over our time. Thank you very much for attending the session. We hope that it was worth your while. Please, can I just announce one last time before we close? There is a link that has been posted on the chat. Please go and evaluate the session, give your feedback. That is going to help us improve for our next session. And let's also thank our colleagues who actually did allow us to go a bit over time, well, way over time. That really, really helped, because there's no way we are going to be able to go through all the questions and the queries in the little time that we had. Colleagues and students, I am going to end it here. Thank you very much once again for attending the session. Have a wonderful afternoon. Bye.
Money will come.